Bachar, Consul General of Israel to the Pacific Southwest, and Aaron Cohen, National Counterterrorism Analyst. Gentlemen, thank you both. Aaron, to you first. Greg Palkot was talking about the ground war. The ground war seems to be on hold for an extended period. We have the British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak coming tomorrow. Doesn't appear it'll happen then. A lot of people are asking, do they need a ground war? Maybe you just continue the aerial assault and a ground war is unnecessary. Others say they're going to go in.
Well, my contention is that Israel is going to wait as long as it takes for them to be able to get enough intelligence and information. And I think it's up to those commanders who are very talented leaders, Trace. These guys come from top units in the Israeli Defense Forces. Typically, they're attached to the General Reconnaissance Unit. They work their way up that tent pole. And I really don't know if it's political. I think this is about making sure they have enough information to make sure that when it's time to go in, they're going in with as much intelligence as possible. It's complicated in there. We got tunnels. Yep. We got hostages. Yep. There's two major things that are unfolding right now that they need to unpack. And Israel's going to take its time. We're gonna get those terrorists nice and tired.
Yeah, and twice during that you said time, and I'm concerned about the time because you have said, Israel, that Hamas needs to be toppled. But the longer this goes on, to Aaron's point with the time, that seems like the support for Israel to move in and respond to this horrific attack on them becomes a lot less.
Yeah, but I want to tell you, the best strategy to win a war is to fight the right war. So Israel currently fighting. Israel is on the right side of history and on the right side of morality. So the international community, we call them to come and support Israel and to be on the right side of history. That's what we are calling them to do right now. I think America got it right. President Bennett got it right. And that's what we are doing. For many, many years, the international community pressured Israel to go for a containment strategy. And that's what we did for too many years. And we left Hamas on our southern border. The Prime Minister said clearly, this time Hamas will be toppled, and we're going to win this war.
Yeah, it's interesting. Back to what you were saying, Aaron, about the tunnels. I know there's a lot of sophisticated tunnels in Gaza. Does it make it harder to fight? Do you worry about the casualty count going up because of that tricky maneuvering that the Israeli Defense Forces would have to attempt?
Absolutely, Trace. And the reason why is because those tunnels, just think about the New York tunnel system. These things are elaborate. They've been getting built for years. And Israel's had a lot of intelligence about those tunnels for a long time. But to Israel's statement, the gloves have been on. We tried that containment for many, many years, but at this point right now, what you're seeing is, again, Israel coming together. It's enough, and it'll be violent. It'll be bloody. But the good news is that there's specialized units within the IDF. There's one particular unit that specializes. It's a SAPR unit, an explosive ordnance disposal unit. They're sister units with the General Staff Reconnaissance Unit, and they've got a lot of experience with those tunnels. They've been training on it for years now. So it is going to be violent, and it's unfortunate that we have to go into those tunnels. But you know what? There's 40,000 terrorists waiting in Gaza, and those gloves are off now. And Israel, when the time is right, when they have to go in there, it's time to finally dismantle Hamas for good.
Yeah, Israel, President Biden today was talking about maybe the gloves being back on. He said this about not being consumed with rage. Watch.
I caution this: while you feel that rage, don't be consumed by it. After 9/11, we were enraged in the United States. While we sought justice and got justice, we also made mistakes.
He appears to be saying take a step back, but every time someone mentions that, Iran keeps poking the bear. Iran keeps trying to rev this thing up.
Clearly, Iran is our most vicious enemy, and definitely Iran is the problem actor in the Middle East. That's everybody understands it, and everybody knows it. Even the Arab states are afraid of Iran. The only one that trying to contain Iran and to put Iran and to point to Iran as the source of evil in the Middle East, it's the Israelis. That's what we do, and we are talking about it for the last 15 years. But let me tell you something. This campaign, finally everybody needs to understand that this campaign and all international players in the region and around the world, this campaign, it's not about territory, it's about terrorism. So if you want to win against terror, and terror is not a local issue, terror is a global threat. It threatens Israel, it threatens United States, and it threatens Europe and every other civilized city around the world. So if you want to win about terrorism and against terror, we must look at the source. And the source of terrorism in the Middle East right now is Iran.
Yeah. Israel Bachar, Aaron Cohen.